Today we are going to discuss about the other charcuterie products. So in last class we discussed about the force meat. In this class we are going to discuss about path. It is actually a mixture of cooked ground meat and fat minced into a spreadable texture. That means path is similar to force meat, but it is very nicely minced to a spreadable paste. So this paste may be baked in a crust as pie or loaf, and that is called as path en crue. So path en crue basically means path baked inside a crust. The most famous path is pâté de foie gras made from flattened goose liver. And foie gras basically means it is a flattened goose liver. It can be came as either poached or steamed or even vacuum packed. And a normal goose liver may not come to this size, so force feeding is a method adopted for the preparation of foie gras. So remember, foie gras is basically a flattened goose liver used widely in French and European cuisine. So path can be served either hot or cold. It is considered to develop its fullest flavor only after a few days of chilling. So remember, path is, or the word path literally means paste, and path just means the spreadable paste made from ground meat and fat. Once it is baked inside a pie or loaf crust, it is called as path en crue. Here you can see the picture of path and path en crue. Remember, this is, or the spreadable mix is called path, and once it is baked inside a crust it is called as path en crue. Okay, so here is a preparation method of path en crue. So there are almost 12 stages, and let's discuss about the first 6 stages. So first we need to make a dough, and we need to cut into a shape in which it will easily goes into the path mold. Path mold is similar to our bread mold, but the specialty is that we can open it from all the sides. Okay, so we will spread the dough and cut into the specific shape which goes inside the mold. And we are laying the mold with the dough, and we are mixing it with path. And here you can see pistachio nut, which is commonly used as a garnish for path. We'll just mix with this one, and after the preparation of path, once we are cutting it, we will get a nice garnish on that. So after lining the dough inside, we are adding the ingredients, like it can be path or even force meat also we can use in this one. And always we will add some extra to this one, because once it cooks it will shrink and become reduce its volume. So we will always add some extra, and we will cover it with another piece of dough, and we will seal the sides. And next is the most important thing, we are making small holes on top of this one. It is called as chimneys. So these chimneys are made in order to allow the steam to escape while cooking. So if the steam is not escaping out, it will puff up the dough, as well as it will create a soggy texture. So always we are keeping small holes, and sometimes we will add a metal piece or even silver foil we are adding for the steam to get escaped. And after baking, normally the mixture will shrink, and there's a space develop in between the crust and the meat. So once it reaches the room temperature, we will normally add aspic to this one. So we will fill the gap by this aspic through these holes. So once it reaches the room temperature, we will add the aspic through these holes, and we will keep it refrigeration for 1 or 2 days, so that the aspic will get set. So once we slice this one, we will get nice pistachio garnish, and if you have any extra garnish you can see something like this, and in this space it is filled with aspic. So once it is cooled down it will get set, and always provide a transparent glaze effect. So this is how a path is normally made. Next is the terrine. So there's a story behind the origination of terrain, that in previous or in olden days there was various guilds of chefs who is responsible for the preparation of each specific products, such as bakers produce baked goods or dough based baked goods, whereas charcuterie guild is responsible for the preparation of cooked pork products. So the path and crew is first prepared by the charcuterie, and there was always a dough or the crust which they are baking. So the bakers argued that the right to bake the dough is only with this bakers guild. So the bakers guild is only allowed to bake the dough. So they try to argue with the charcuterie guild. So later the charcuterie guild find a solution for that one. They just remove the outer dough crust and they directly bake it in a mold, and that's how the terrain is originated. So basically it is a product which is a variation of path and crew, where there is no crust and it is baked inside a mold called terrain. So paths baked in a terrain mold is known as path and terrain. Terrains are usually served cold or at room temperature, and the mold which we are using itself is called as terrain, and traditionally it is of earthenware. So remember, terrain is similar to path and crew, but there is no outer crust and it is baked in a earthenware mold called terrain. Here you can see the picture of terrain where you can find there is no crust, and this is our terrain mold. Next product is a galantine. Galantine is a deboned whole chicken stuffed with seasoned forcemeat, tied, wrapped in bacon, and poached in rich stock. So remember, galantine is a whole chicken which is deboned and stuffed with forcemeat and other seasonings, and normally wrapped with bacon and tied, and it is normally poached in rich stock because it is big, so that if you want to get it cooked fully, the best method is to poach in stock. And it is typically served as cold. So remember, galantine can be served as cold. And the accompaniments are called gelatinous stock, and the garnishes used are truffles, pistachio, bacon, etc. So remember, galantine is a whole chicken deboned to a single piece without cutting it. Without cutting into small pieces, we are deboning the whole chicken, and we are stuffing with various force meats, seasonings, and flavorings, and we are tying up, and we are cooking in a poach, or we are poaching it in rich stock. So here you can see the picture of a calendar where you can see the force meat or the path, and this is a whole chicken which is deboned and rolled into a single piece. Next product is much similar to our galantine, but the name is like balotin, and it is a deboned thigh part of chicken or other poultry. So galantine is a whole chicken, whereas balotin is just either a thigh or any part of poultry, which is stuffed with forcemeat, tied and cooked by roasting, braising, or poaching. So in this case, we can adopt various methods because it's not that much big as galantine. So it can be served as hot or cold, whereas galantine is served as cold only. In modern days, this can be made from any kind of or any deboned part of poultry. Not only thigh, it can be made from breast or any other parts of poultry. So always remember galantine and balotin. Galantine is a whole chicken, whereas balotin is just a deboned thigh. Here you can see the picture of balotin. It's by this picture itself we can understand that it is smaller than galantine because it's just one part.